This restart recording in Google Ads is pretty nice. Okay, we're back. So it's not Google Ads, it's Loom. Okay, we're still back. So part two, auto apply. What are we going to talk about today? So in the last video, what we talked about is we looked at all of the auto apply suggestions and we walked through if they're actually relevant. We also gave an introduction about auto apply, what that means, and why Google reps are pushing it. It's basically just trying to give Google a lot more control of your Google Ads account. And I don't always think it's good. Actually, most of the time, I don't think it is good because there are certain things we still need to look at and make decisions on. So we talked about all the categories in maintain your ads, including ad assets, keywords and targeting, so on and so forth. If you liked any of that stuff, go ahead and watch the video. It should be hosted somewhere at this time in a specific spot. Cool. So now let's go into the final category, grow your business, and we'll start to go through those. So let's just do it. So grow your business, keywords and targeting. So this is not like removing keywords or targeting anymore. This is adding things. I don't like any of these. I'm just going to stay right off the bat. I don't want, it's not that Google can't suggest new keywords to me, and that's fine. They can do that in the auto recommendations, but we have to remember what the application is. This is auto apply, meaning Google's just going to do it anyways. I don't want that, especially if I have something like a brand campaign. I don't want to add keywords. Why? Add new keywords? No, because that's like the core of search campaigns. No, I don't want to do that. And other maybe even display or PMAX. I don't want to add keywords. I want to review them first. That's part of my job. I can't automate everything. We can't just give AI and, it's so much smarter than us, just give it to it or give all the responsibility to it. No, I mean, in 5 years, I heard in 5 years, it's going to be 1 billion times smarter than us. So maybe then we'll give it to it, but not right now. Not right now. So adding new keywords, adding broad match keywords, definitely not. And using display expansion, no to every single one of these. First of all, I don't want to add new keywords. I want to review them. Secondly, when you add broad match keywords, if you're not ready to spend more budget and increase your audience, then don't add broad match keywords and definitely don't auto apply them. That's why I like to review everything. Google suggestions are decent, kind of, but you want to review it. And then display expansion, I don't really ever use display expansion ever, because display expansion is basically combining let's say a search campaign. You're combining a search and a display campaign, which I never use, because if you really want to saturate both of those networks, you'd want one campaign type, not two. I don't have any instance, maybe unless you're a really small shop and you want to just get a little bit on Google, and you have a very, very specific niche that only has one product and you have a low budget. Maybe that's one of the only times I would consider using a display expansion on a search campaign, but really no other time. So negative on that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to say no to all this bidding stuff. Bid more efficiently with target impression share, bid more efficiently with maximized clicks, bid more efficiently with maximized conversions, bid more efficiently with maximized conversion value, bid more efficiently with maximized conversions using target CPA, bid more efficiently with maximized conversion value using a target ROAS, set a target CPA, set a target ROAS, adjust your target CPA, adjust your target ROAS, adjust or add store visits in an account default goal. We'll come back to that one. No to all of those. I made it easy. Why? Because, again, and I talked about this in the last video, the bid strategy is one of the most crucial items that you can adjust inside of Google Ads. When you want significant performance changes to happen, you're going to mess with the bid strategy, and you're going to mess with limits on the bid strategy. Why? Because back in the day, this isn't going to go into a whole big rant on bidding, but back in the day, we all had to manually control our bids, manual CPC. There's a lot of people writing code and scripts to adjust bids for certain conditions, so on and so forth. And then smart bidding came around. And it's like, we should probably use that because it's using Google's advanced machine learning and artificial intelligence to basically get what we're looking to get. Great. It's Google's going to control my bid based on what I want. Awesome. The algorithm's going to get it for me. And when set appropriately, a lot of the times it does. But there are instances where this is not good. And that's why, honestly, bid strategies is one of the main things that I review. There are certain things, because Google has stripped out a lot. There are certain things that I still manually review, and I'm going to tell you at the top of the list is bid strategies. So, like hell, I want to auto apply them. I might have, a conversion value set, maximize conversion value bidding strategy set on a specific e-commerce campaign, and I want no target ROAS no target ROAS to be applied. Maybe I'm trying to expand my audience. Maybe I don't want Google to be as restrictive. Maybe I don't care so much about the TROAS. Maybe Google adds conversion tracking because it hasn't been as accurate as it used to be, isn't quite working right. So I'm actually limiting myself if I automatically apply a TROAS when I shouldn't be. No, none of these bidding items. I would highly not. I would highly recommend to not implore. I think that's the right use of the word. I almost had the right use of the word. Implore is beg someone. I would very, very strongly implore you to not auto apply anything to do with bidding. You have to do it yourself. Period. If Google wants to make recommendations for bidding, that's fine and you can review them. But don't have Google auto apply that. Just trust me. If you think that it should, I'd love to know why. And I'd love to know an instance where this makes sense. It is cool. I've heard the argument that Google knows best when to switch your campaign. Like if you have a new campaign with a new account with not much conversion data, and you start off with maximize clicks, right? And then Google knows the best time to switch you from maximize clicks to maximize conversions. I've heard that argument, and it sort of makes sense. But I still want to have some sort of control. And it's more so I set bid strategies for certain campaigns for certain reasons that aren't as intuitive. Like, for instance, on a brand campaign, I will set a target CPA that's really high. Why? Because I want Google to bid more and capture a certain impression share. And I found that when I use a target CPA that's really high versus a target impression share, which is the one that I want, I actually bid more efficiently. I reach the impression share anyways, and my rate of return is better for the amount I'm spending. That has taken a lot of A/B testing and years to come to that conclusion. It's not the same in every single situation, but those are the types of things is why I want control of my bidding strategies, and you should too, at least for the time being. Subject to change, disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. If you're watching this in 2030, artificial intelligence has probably already taken me over. But again, nothing to do with bidding. I wouldn't do any of these. It's good to see. I will say it's good to see the triage, almost like the ladder of how Google thinks you should walk up. Get a certain amount of impressions first, then get a certain amount of clicks, then get a certain amount of conversions, then a certain amount of conversion value, and then you can set limits with target CPA and target ROAS. So I don't really understand the difference between this bid more. I'm not even finishing my phrases. I don't really understand the difference between these two. Bid more efficiently with maximized conversions using a target CPA, and then set a target CPA. Get more conversion at a similar CPA by setting one. Get more conversion at a lower or similar CPA with fully automated bid strategy. I don't really see how these two are different because target CPA will only work if with a maximized conversions bid strategy. I'm pretty sure. At least that's what intuitively makes sense. If anyone can find out what the difference between those two are, this one says get more conversions at a lower or similar CPA. Get more conversions at a similar CPA by setting a target. So the only word that's missing here is lower. Maybe, okay, this is probably it. So this would be one like if you have a campaign with that has maximized conversions on it, and then it has no existing target CPA at all. So then Google is just going to set one for the first time, which makes sense. So then setting a target CPA, okay, that's like later down the line. Like let's say you're running that same campaign that had maximized conversions with the target CPA already set. Let's say it's $8, and the market changed or your ad performance changed or whatever changed, and you can't quite hit that. Then this guy right here set a target CPA that is going to adjust it. Oh no, that's adjust right here. I'm just not reading. Okay, so I really don't understand. I really don't know what the difference between these two are. Please let me know in the comments. Yeah. The last one I wanted to look at, add store visits as an account default goal, grow total conversions and value with smart bidding and store visits. Okay, the thing about store visits, this is for local businesses or any business that values getting customers in the physical location. Most e-commerce shops are excluded from this conversation. So I think I don't think store visits is worth its weight. I've seen store visit metrics for lead generation just be really skewed one month and then skewed the opposite direction in the next month. I don't think that this really even matters. Add store visits as an account default goal. I mean, yeah, I guess, but I don't know if I'd make it a primary goal because then Google's going to bid for it. So that's one thing I should check too to audit and make sure that store visits isn't a primary bidding strategy. I mean to say primary bidding strategy. I meant to say primary conversion. So I don't know why they say goal. Grow total conversions of value, smart bidding, and store visits. Add store visits as an account default goal. But they're not called goals in Google Ads. This is what frustrates me sometimes with Google is like keep the nomenclature the same. They're not called goals. Or maybe they are business goals. See, they keep going back and forth with what they're changing. This is what I'm thinking of. So I'm actually incorrect. I don't think store visits is in the conversion settings. But that's so weird. I thought it would be its own conversion action, but it's not. Because I can pull it up as a conversion action inside reports. Show you guys, I'm still learning things every day. But regardless, goal conversion, whatever, it's probably when you set up a campaign, you can use it as a campaign goal. The tracking on store visits, I just haven't found to be reliable. It's what I see in the cases where I advertise on Google and have store visits in there is it'll be really high one month and then super low the next month. Like I work with businesses where it's all about store visits and lead generation. And some months you'll have 500 store visits, and then the next month you'll have zero. Well, if that were true, the business would be fluctuating crazily. So it's not. So I would say that one's useless, in my opinion. Okay, guys. So we went over what auto apply means specifically to growing the business. I basically don't use any of these settings. To recap, hopefully this helps. It give you some value. Again, if your Google reps are calling you and say to auto apply a lot of these things, have a mind of your own. Don't just listen to your Google rep. You'll get in trouble that way. Sometimes you will find a Google rep that is good. I'll have to make a video on Google reps. Sometimes you will find a video that, or not video, a Google rep that is worth their weight and will actually give you new ideas that are insightful. A lot of the times, though, you won't, and you'll end up spending a lot more money than you have to. So it's important to vet them out because they do rotate at least once a quarter. So, all right, guys, I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next installment of the DFM YouTube channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I love you. Bye.